Picture this. You're on your dream cruise. The ocean breeze is perfect, and you're about to dig into what looks like an incredible meal. But what if I told you that some of the most popular foods on cruise ships could completely derail your vacation? And if you enjoy this content and want more cruise tips that'll save your trip, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on insider advice that could make or break your next sailing adventure. I've been on enough cruises to know that food is a huge part of the experience. You've paid good money for this vacation, and the last thing you want is to spend it feeling miserable because of something you ate. Today, we're diving deep into 5 specific foods that experienced cruisers know to avoid. And more importantly, I'm going to tell you exactly why these items can be problematic and what you should eat instead. The Condiment Station Trap. Walk into any cruise ship buffet and you'll see them. Those convenient pump bottles of ketchup, mustard, mayo, and various sauces. They look perfectly innocent sitting there, ready to top your burger or dress your sandwich. But here's what most people don't realize. Think about your last cruise for a second. How many people do you think are on that ship? 2,000? 3,000? Now multiply that by the number of meals served each day. We're talking about potentially tens of thousands of interactions with those condiment pumps over the course of a single week. Every single person who wants ketchup on their fries is touching that same pump handle. And here's the kicker. Cruise lines do ask passengers to wash their hands before entering the buffet. You've seen the stations right at the entrance. But let's be honest about human behavior. Not everyone stops. Some people literally walk straight from the pool deck, where they've been applying sunscreen, touching lounge chairs that hundreds of other people have touched, and they go directly to the buffet without a second thought about hygiene. But it gets worse. Many of these condiment stations aren't even refrigerated. They're just sitting out in the open, sometimes for hours in warm environments. Some cruise ships have outdoor buffet areas where these bottles are sitting in direct Caribbean sunlight. Heat and food are not friends when it comes to bacterial growth. Bacteria absolutely love warm, moist environments, and a bottle of mayo sitting in 85-degree heat for 6 hours is basically a bacterial playground. The solution is simple. Most cruise ship dining rooms offer individually packaged condiments. Those little packets of ketchup and mustard that you see at fast food restaurants. Ask your server for those instead. They are sealed, fresh, and most importantly, no one else has touched them. Or better yet, hit up the main dining room where condiments are served by staff members. It's a small adjustment that can make a massive difference. The water warning. Now let's talk about something that seems even more basic. Water. On the ship itself, the water situation is generally pretty solid. Modern cruise ships have sophisticated purification systems. However, that doesn't mean all water sources taste great or that you should drink from just any tap you find. But here's where the real danger comes in. Port stops. When your ship docks in Mexico, Jamaica, the Bahamas, or various other destinations, the water infrastructure in those locations is completely different from what you're used to at home. Let me tell you about a couple I met on a cruise to Cozumel. They got off the ship, walked around town, got thirsty, and stopped at a restaurant. The server brought them water with ice, and they drank it without thinking twice. Within 8 hours, both of them were experiencing severe stomach cramps, nausea, and traveler's diarrhea. They spent the next 2 days of their cruise trapped in their cabin, missing port stops they'd been looking forward to for months, all because of water. The problem isn't necessarily that the water is dirty, it's that the treatment systems and infrastructure can be very different from what your digestive system is used to. There might be different bacteria present that locals are fine with because they've built up tolerance, but your system has no immunity to these microorganisms. And ice is made from water, people. This catches so many cruisers off guard. You order a bottled soda, but then you say yes to ice, and that ice was made from local tap water. You've just defeated the entire purpose. The fix is straightforward. When you're on the ship, stick to water from fountains in the buffet area or ask for sealed bottled water. When you're in port, only drink sealed bottled water that you open yourself. Watch the seal break. And specifically tell servers no ice in any drink you order. There is nothing that will ruin a cruise faster than spending it sick in your cabin. The buffet egg situation. Breakfast at the cruise buffet. There they are, huge warming trays filled with scrambled eggs, just waiting for you to pile them onto your plate. They look fluffy enough. They're hot. They're convenient. But here's something that might change your breakfast strategy forever. Most cruisers have no idea that those buffet scrambled eggs aren't made from actual eggs the way you make them at home. A huge percentage of cruise ship buffet eggs are made from powdered egg products. Yes, powder. They come in industrial containers, get mixed with water or milk, and then get cooked in massive batches. Now, powdered eggs are perfectly safe from a food safety standpoint. But let's talk about quality and taste. Have you ever noticed that buffet scrambled eggs have a slightly rubbery texture, or that they're uniformly pale yellow, or that weird, slightly spongy mouthfeel? That's because they're reconstituted from powder. Even when cruise ships do use real eggs, think about what happens to scrambled eggs sitting under a heat lamp for an hour or two. They dry out. They get that weird film on top. They lose all their moisture. You're basically eating eggs that were probably cooked at 6 in the morning, and you're scooping them onto your plate at 9:30 after they've been slowly dehydrating under heating elements for 3.5 hours. But here's the secret that veteran cruisers know. Almost every cruise ship buffet has a made-to-order egg station. Look for it. It's usually tucked away in a corner, and there's typically a crew member standing there ready to make omelets, eggs Benedict, or scrambled eggs fresh to order. Walk up to that station. Tell them exactly how you want your eggs. Ask for an omelet with cheese, vegetables, ham, whatever toppings they have available. The crew member will crack actual fresh eggs right in front of you, cook them on a flat-top grill, and hand you a plate with eggs that are fluffy, moist, and actually taste like real eggs. Yes, you might wait 3 or 4 minutes. But the difference in quality is absolutely night and day. Fresh eggs that were cracked 30 seconds ago versus powdered eggs sitting under a heat lamp since dawn. There's no comparison. Once you experience made-to-order eggs on a cruise ship, you will never go back to the buffet pan again. The soft serve ice cream machine. Okay, this one might hurt because soft serve ice cream at the pool deck is practically a cruise tradition. It's free. It's unlimited. It's calling your name. But let me walk you through what's really happening at that machine. First, let's talk about the dispensing lever. That handle that you pull to make the ice cream flow. Think about how many hands touch that thing in a single day. Hundreds, maybe thousands of different people. Little kids with sticky hands who've been playing in the pool. Adults who just applied sunscreen. People who sneezed into their hands 2 minutes ago. And be honest, when's the last time you saw someone use hand sanitizer immediately before getting soft serve? Most people walk straight from the pool. Maybe they dried their hands on a towel, and then they grab that lever without a second thought. I've watched this play out dozens of times. Someone will literally cough into their hand, then walk directly to the ice cream machine and grab the lever. Or a kid will wipe their nose, and 15 seconds later, that same hand is pulling the soft serve dispenser. But there's more. These ice cream stations are usually right out in the open, often very close to the pool deck. People are walking by constantly, sometimes dripping wet. Sometimes they're sneezing or coughing in the general vicinity. Now, here's the practical reality. You probably still want to enjoy soft serve on your cruise. I get it. It's part of the experience. So here's how to do it smarter. First, use a napkin to pull the lever. Grab a napkin, wrap it around the handle, dispense your ice cream, then throw away the napkin. You've just created a barrier between your hand and whatever germs are living on that handle. Second, skip the cone and go for a bowl instead. When you're holding a cone, your hands are right up against where your mouth is going. Any germs on your hands transfer directly to the area you're licking. With a bowl and a spoon, there's separation. And third, consider hitting up the ice cream offerings in the main dining room instead. Most cruise ships serve premium ice cream in the dining room, and it's scooped by crew members using clean utensils. No shared levers, no sticky handles, no mystery microbes. The breadbasket trap. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about bread. Beautiful, warm, fluffy bread baskets that arrive at your table in the main dining room before you've even ordered your appetizer. They smell incredible, they're perfectly soft, and they are absolutely a trap that can ruin your entire dining experience. Here's what happens to so many cruisers. You sit down for dinner, excited about the multi-course meal ahead. The waiter brings a basket of assorted rolls, maybe some garlic bread, perhaps some focaccia. You think, oh, I'll just have one while I look at the menu. So you grab a roll, butter it, and it's delicious. So you have another one. Then someone else at your table says, these are really good. And suddenly half the basket is gone before your appetizer even arrives. By the time your appetizer shows up, you're already starting to feel full. You eat it because you ordered it, but you're not really hungry anymore. Then the salad course comes, and now you're definitely feeling the effects of all that bread. Then the main course arrives, the thing you actually came for, the premium steak or the lobster tail, and you can only eat half of it because you're stuffed with bread. Think about what you just did. You spent money on this cruise. You chose it partly because of the reputation for good food. And now you're too full from free bread to actually enjoy the premium meal you were looking forward to. But there's also a physical component. Bread, especially white bread and dinner rolls, is heavy on simple carbohydrates. When you load up on these before your meal, you get a quick surge of energy followed by a crash. Plus, all those carbs can make you feel bloated and sluggish. Not exactly the feeling you want when you're trying to enjoy an elegant dinner. And let's talk about formal night specifically. You've dressed up in your best outfit, you're looking sharp, you're taking photos, and then you've eaten so much bread that your dress feels tight or your belt is digging into your stomach. Not ideal for those beautiful pictures. Here's my advice. Have one roll, maybe two if they're really small. Enjoy them slowly, savor the taste, but don't make them the focus of your meal. Remember that there's so much more food coming, and it's probably going to be more interesting than what's in that bread basket. And here's a pro tip. If you have trouble resisting, ask your server to bring the bread with your appetizer instead of before, or request that they only bring 1 or 2 rolls instead of a full basket. Most dining room staff are happy to accommodate these requests. The dining experience on a cruise should be a marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourself. Save room for what matters. Don't let dinner rolls be your downfall when there's creme brulee waiting for you at dessert. So, there you have it. 5 foods that smart cruisers approach with caution. Communal condiments touched by thousands of hands. Water from questionable sources in port. Buffet scrambled eggs sitting under heat lamps for hours. Soft serve machines with handles that are germ collection stations. And bread baskets that fill you up before the real meal begins. Does this mean you can never touch these foods again? Of course not. But being aware of the risks and knowing the smarter alternatives means you can make informed choices that keep your vacation on track instead of spending it feeling miserable. The beautiful thing about cruise ships is that there are almost always alternatives. Instead of buffet eggs, go for made-to-order. Instead of tap water in port, stick to sealed bottles. Instead of pumping your own condiments, ask for packets. Instead of grabbing the soft serve lever barehanded, use a napkin. And instead of demolishing the breadbasket, pace yourself and save room for the good stuff. These small adjustments can make a massive difference in your cruise experience. You'll thank yourself when you're feeling great on day 5, while other passengers are stuck in their cabins dealing with upset stomachs. Have you had any food issues on your cruise? Found any tricks for staying healthy while eating well at sea? Drop your stories in the comments below. I love hearing from fellow cruisers who've learned these lessons through experience. And if this video helped you prepare for your next cruise, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future tips that could save your vacation. Until next time, happy cruising and smart eating.